Okay. So I'll start off by reading the meditation a couple of times, and then we can share our playing intention.
Yeah.
I choose to take the hand of my inner guide and join with love. With the help of my inner guide, I am ready to look beyond any non-loving thoughts and experience the truth about myself. I allow myself to celebrate choosing miracles, and I allow myself to experience the power of choice. I choose to take the hand of my inner guide and join with love. With the help of my inner guide, I'm ready to look beyond any non-loving thoughts and experience the truth about myself. I allow myself to celebrate choosing miracles. I allow myself to experience the power of choice.
Okay.
Yes, you said you had a playing intention. What's yours?
2 weeks. Yeah, James, I thought I have 2 weeks for spring festival for the vacation. And I try to calm down or
Hmm.
I try to slower my life. I give up all the business thing. I give up all the um, like to finding a job. To I try to calm down my mindset, my
Hmm.
head, the voice. But part of me is telling myself that I have the time to be with my children, be with my kids, because they are there, and part of me um have a lot of have some negative emotions. That means um insecure. I don't know what will happen uh in next month. I don't know if I can find a job that is related to the coaching,
Hmm.
or if I needed to get back to the sales career, if I need to sell the house, or how I can. I have a I have a plan um, for for interlock with people using the new choice scheme. I know there's some things there, but uh, James, part of me feel that I'm trying to escape. That that means that I thought that I don't have enough courage to face the new life. The
Okay.
Yeah, so that is maybe my plain intention is that how I can face the new truly life in the next couple of months. Maybe
Hmm.
maybe it is how I can get courage, James. I feel that I find I I don't have enough courage to face the thing that I don't know what will happen.
Hmm.
So so paying attention, the first one maybe better, that how I can face the new life that I will face. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, good. I understand. Yeah,
Mm.
let's see what the game brings up for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And my one, I think, in the past I've read a lot about it. It doesn't matter so much, what you do, but it matters how you do it. And it may be
Yeah.
a little bit similar, because if you're creating something, and you're putting in this energy of being anxious or pushing yourself, or the energy is kind of low, but you're forcing it, and somehow not enjoying the process. So I notice myself, I can sometimes slip back into that way of doing things. And I know that, this year my energies or my energy is not so high as it used to be. So I'm more aware of how I'm doing things. So I see that there's some opportunities to create more material or launch something. And so I just know that when I'm doing that, I need to be present in a way that's not forcing myself, maybe from my mind. I think this is a good idea, this is a good project, but really being
Yeah, yeah.
in a different space when I'm actually creating, because I believe it does influence the end result. So how if you're worrying and stressing over something all the way along until the final launch of something or the final product's going to be still in that energy of stress and whatever. So
Mm.
curious how the game will give me some insights on that.
I find some connection between us, James. After
Yeah.
you, yeah, I like the game. I really like the game,
Yeah, I
Okay,
know. Okay,
I have I have my advice.
let's see who goes
Well,
first.
who is first? Let me see. Oh, I am two.
So
Maybe
I'm
you are.
I am two as well.
Oh, okay.
Try
I
again.
am six. I am six.
Okay, I am two. So you start.
Okay, I'm start. I find today I want to put my how to put my symbol at
Hmm.
how to see. I think I found the knees. I think I have some knees. Three. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Identity.
Identity,
I
yes.
think the miracle choice game always give me so much identity. Yes,
Identity,
last
yes.
yeah, identity 17. 17.
Identity card number 17. Okay.
Oh, damn, this sentence I got it yesterday. I got
Oh,
it.
okay.
I got it. Oh, how I wish I could return to the good old days.
Yes.
I got it in the transmission game app. The same sentence. James, I thought the good old days. I thought that is when I was in IBM. When I
Okay.
was when I was having my in not in great money, but every month I got my salary, and I don't need to feel so much pressure.
Mm.
Uh, my manager is great, my team is great. I have feel safe and beloved in that situation, and even I didn't get or finish the target result. Um, at that time, the
Mm.
company is great. It has
Mm.
more um, it has more buffer to let us maybe fail because this
Mm.
is a great company with big platform. So I know that if I am back, like first, I don't I don't know how to get a coach uh, job, as what I plan to do is very new.
Mm.
That in China, no formal companies hire this kind of coach. Also, I didn't have like a famous coach certification. I just not um, went to the traditional way.
Mm.
So I, what I want to do is to connect with the uh, company CEO who I knew that I
Mm.
sold myself.
Mm.
So this is I didn't know the result. I really didn't know, and I didn't know if I told them this is my dream. this is my talent, my capability, where they gave me a chance. I don't know. And for the if I didn't get a result for that, I need to go back to sales job. I know that in these days in the China's economy, the the pressure, the sales pressure is great.
Yes.
That I will not go to the old days. So I feel I have failed. I have failed for that situation. I have failed
Mm,
for the target if I can meet the sales target.
mm,
So this is also fail. Um, all my all my s- all my see or all my what thing I can see um really make me not how to secure,
mm.
you know. So I wish
Yeah.
I could return to the good old
Yeah.
days.
That's the
Yeah,
start of the card, as you say, how I wish I could return to the good old days. But it's interesting when you talk there, it reminds me that
yeah,
I sometimes want to return to in the good old days of financial security, where I was getting an income or my investments were doing really well, and they're not at the moment. And but it's amazing. Then I just thought remembered that we way back then we based our happiness on something external, external situation, like I'm getting a paycheck, I'm getting regular income from my investments. And so we kind of felt secure because of that, or we felt happy. Sometimes we felt happy, but it was basing our happiness on something outside of ourselves and saying that makes
yeah,
me happy, that salary makes me happy, that income I'm
yeah,
getting from my investments is the cause of my happiness. And
yeah,
that is really tricky because when I'm learning now, that's really tricky because things change. As you say, in China, now there's more stress for sales. It's not like the good old days where you could go back 3 or 4 years ago and the sales team didn't have as much pressure. Now you have lots of pressure. So, but because things change, once you rely on your happiness, on security, on something outside yourself, it's not a good idea. You're always going to be disappointed at some point because things change.
yeah. I know that.
Yeah.
And
But I forget that. So whenever you were talking, I was thinking that's a good reminder because you know that. Okay, so you know that. Good. Okay.
but James, even I know that you just when you just said that even I talked my my story, but even I know that I am not my happiness is not rely on the things external.
Hmm.
But I find James that is very tricky. That
Yeah.
even yesterday I talked with Jack. I find even I really see, I really see he's angry. I really see what has happened to him. But in my heart, I didn't accept.
Mm.
I didn't
Okay.
accept just the old days. I didn't accept the bad days. I I didn't. I want to change. I really, really
I
want to
see.
change. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And isn't that interesting to want to change from a position of not being comfortable or not accepting, as you use the word accept, not accepting where I am right now in my life and totally accepting that, totally accepting the situation, this present moment, then we're trying to create, we're going, the present moment and my current situation is not enough for me to be happy. So I want to get back to the good old days, or I want to get back to having security for my
yeah,
finances.
yeah. So that is very tricky. They maybe this is the question I brought today, James. I think within the game, I find I know that from my mindset, but I can really feel that um I not accept it from my heart.
Oh
I don't
yes, yeah,
want to.
yeah. But I think it's like I think we need to do, for me, I'm remembering, that's a big thing. Like, oh, I have to accept it forever this whole idea. It's kind of like an idea that the present moment
Yeah.
can give me all the happiness I need. Just need to be present. I need to be, well, maybe not need all I just need to be present to what's happening now, and everything's going to be okay. But I think we just have to make that we can't make that decision like, okay, forever. We just have to keep making that decision every day we wake up, or every moment that we have anxiety about our situation. Then we just have to remember. We just have to keep remembering those little moments.
Yeah, I try to do what you just said in the
Yeah,
last three
okay.
years. I try to be present with the thing happened. I
Yes,
try to. I try to, when every time I get my anxiety, or my worry, or
yes.
my blame for the past or for the future, I try to pull up myself to the present moment.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I think that this is my or my solution, to how to see to face the difficult now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the
So
solution. And but what I was realizing recently, and I totally agree, but it's so hard. It's what we have to
yeah,
realize, we're doing something that's quite difficult because, for example, I was thinking, where did we learn to say base our security on something external? We learned from the start, we learned that from our parents or society when we were growing up. You need to get a good job, you need to, and then you're going to be happy or secure. And but of course, what's also happened is in this idea has been in the mind of human beings, humanity, for such a long time. So we were born with somehow tapping into the conscious thoughts of humanity is that we need to rely on our external situation to be happy. And so what we're doing now
yeah,
is like work that is so hard because it's so well ingrained or so practiced in our minds and in the mind of everyone. So
yeah.
it's not going to be
It is
easy.
really too hard. Just, uh, just after this, after 3 years, I quit the job. I
Yeah,
have this kind of experiencing, and after sometimes of waking up, I I didn't care many for the last 3 years, not
yes,
too much care,
yeah,
but now I care, and that is, I think that is more, not just, if I didn't have this 3 years experience, I think, I will not, worry for many like
yes,
this situation.
yeah. But I love the way you said, sometimes I think, for myself when I was back, being a spiritual person, oh, I don't care about money because money doesn't matter. But
Yeah,
I've got to a stage now, just like you, after the last 3 years or so. No, I do care about money now. So part of me being in this world as a spiritual person, or as a spiritual coach or awareness coach or whatever, helping other people, I I need I do have to care about money too.
yeah,
It's strange as caring about money, but not caring about money at the same time. I don't know.
yeah. That is very, very complicated. I think I have the same feeling with you. Let me see the miracle key.
Yes, miracle key.
Happiness, happiness or the lack of it is a decision I make now.
Yeah.
Happiness or the lack of it,
Yeah, happiness
or the
or unhappiness. It says, or the happiness or the lack of happiness, which means happiness or
uh,
unhappiness, is a decision I make now. That's what the miracle key says. Yeah.
a decision I make. It is a decision I make,
Yeah.
but
I don't
I'm
know.
worried. I'm worried for the external. It is a decision that means I make myself worried. I make myself unhappy.
Yeah, the decision is, I think, a bigger one. It's like the decision is, do I make my happiness depend on external situations? Or do I make
Ah,
my happiness depend on being present in this moment in connection to my true self, or whatever words you want to use? So that's the big question. That's the decision.
oh, then I know because I think I 100% put my happiness on the external.
But you
That
see,
is,
but it's not 100% because what's I learning too is when I'm aware of that I am placing my happiness on external situations or wishing I could go back to the good old days, when I'm aware I'm doing that, then I'm not 100% invested in it because there's a part of
yeah,
me has already decided to look at that from a place of insight from in myself. And I'm looking at that, I'm going, that's what I'm doing. So I'm not 100%. It might be like, 5%, 10%, 90%, but there's still something has changed because I think in the past, way back, we were unconscious. We were thinking, oh, of course my happiness depends on my salary and my job and how much money I get and my security in my contract with my boss. We were unconscious. We were just living. Now it's hard because we know that's not true, but we still aren't practiced enough at living the other way.
yeah. Now I get that because I thought, James, yes, in reality, I I I figure out a way. That means I try to be present. I
Mm,
think this is a way that I didn't put my happiness on the
mm,
future anxiety. So that is, and also when I talked with you, just the awareness become more clear. That means just you like you said, I didn't practice enough, but I have uh, I have come to the journey.
mm.
I,
Yeah.
I didn't. I'm not the person that totally rely on my happiness on
Mm.
external.
Yes.
I think I
Yeah.
changed, yeah. So
Yeah. You started the
I
journey.
think
You're way
your car.
my card. I'm gonna
I
roll the dice, see what I get.
yeah.
Number three. So I get a miracle. I started on a miracle. So get 1, 2, 3. Going for a miracle card. Just shuffling the cards here. Okay, I got miracle card number 23.
Oh yes.
And number 23 says, I used to think I needed to forgive you, and then I learned I only need to forgive myself. Now I experience there's nothing to forgive. Okay, nothing to forgive. Have I reached that stage? Is it the same in
Yeah.
your card? Yeah, so I used to think I needed to forgive you. And I've been doing that recently. I still have been forgiving other people. I went through the last couple of months of this year, first couple of months of this year, I've been forgiving my parents. Started off with my
Yeah.
mom, and my dad, and
Yeah.
my sister and brother, so my family, and then uh, but then I was forgiving myself as well for how I reacted to them, and lots of things of forgiving how. But the nothing to forgive bit is interesting. The where I got that from is that, I in some ways, and I think this is me, it's more true for me. It used to be just an idea. Some ways I really do feel that I was born into this situation with my parents and brother and sister that was just needed for me to work through things and to grow. So there's nothing to forgive in the sense that the experiences I had were perfect for me to learn what I needed to learn. And even, so it might have taken me nearly 40 years to get around to really accepting that. But it doesn't matter how long it took. The idea that this lifetime and what happens is perfect. And so in a big thing, there's nothing to forgive because the challenges I had with my mother, you know,
Yeah.
my desire for love that wasn't, you know, met when I was a child, even though that was really, really difficult and influenced a lot of my adult life, that was
Yeah.
somehow perfect for me to learn that and learn something within myself. So in that way, I don't on one level, I don't have to forgive my mom for what she didn't do or didn't do. And I don't have to forgive myself because I was just doing my best. Everyone was doing their best, and now I see that, and everyone was doing their best because in a situation that was set up for learning and growing spiritually and learning and growing and finding out more about themselves. That sounds like a long answer, but that's where I
Yeah.
get because otherwise there's nothing to forgive. Could be taken in a whole lot of ways that isn't helpful.
James, uh, why, why the first sentence said, I used to think I needed to forgive you, and then I learned I only needed to forgive myself.
Yeah, because I think most people focus on forgiving other people because they think that person did something wrong or didn't do what I
Yeah.
wanted and didn't meet my needs, so I have to forgive them. But that's
Yeah,
only part of it. I have to forgive them. That's not the whole picture. The other picture is I have to forgive myself for reacting in such a negative way to what they did. You know, they were just doing their thing.
true.
They were maybe not aware of what they were doing. Maybe they were unconscious. Maybe they were doing their best. But I'm going, well, that's not good enough. You know, you should be behaving in a different way. So I
And
think forgiving other people is important, but that's not the whole picture. That's
James, why I have the get back thing like I don't know. Um, it is some that it is looks like an example that, for example, maybe 1 month I didn't feel love from Jack. I
yes.
blamed him, and then my behavior, my
Mhm.
behavior is going to blame him.
Yeah, blame him. Yeah.
Yeah, and the things happened 1 month later. It likes every month I will have this kind of sickness.
Yes. Yes.
So yesterday I really have a, I really have a connection with this card. Although this
Yeah.
is your card, I
Yeah.
thought I really want to experience the situation, James, that I didn't want to blame Jack. And
Yeah.
yesterday I realized that I still didn't I didn't want him to act or live life like this.
Mhm.
I want to control his mindset. I want to wake up him.
Yeah.
I thought
Mhm.
I am waking up. I thought I want to wake up him,
Yes.
and I thought he made a wrong decision to
Mhm.
quit the job. And but after we not after we have discussion or something like that, I find he's not wrong.
Mhm.
He's not wrong. He he made this decision like me. Like I quit IBM. I made
Mhm.
3 years for my what I want. Even I
Yes.
didn't get. Uh,
Mhm.
he he make the same thing, but how? Why I didn't accept his he's willing to do that, and why I didn't accept that this is a great present for his life. The
Mhm.
first time he lived for himself, no matter what
Mhm.
he is looking for,
Mhm.
his experience, his life. But James, I realized that I don't accept the situation.
Mhm.
I I want to forgive him made a wrong make a wrong decision, but just like the car said, I think maybe what I need to forgive is not him.
Mhm.
Maybe it is. It is. That means I still have work with myself, not him.
Mm.
Yes, like you said, he acted like that. That is his life, his experience. There's
Mm.
a This is not a wrong. This is not a wrong movie for his movie. It is just right or perfect like that. But I react negative. I react that he's not loving me. He's not caring me. I'm a victim for that.
Yes.
I th- I think um I think for this situation, I I really I really don't know because this kind of thing. I think this time I can see deeper.
Mm.
But don't know what we'll have in the future, James. I I the first time yesterday I thought he's a hero.
Hero.
Before
Okay.
yesterday, I really didn't feel that. I
Yes.
feel that he's and you know, uh, me and Jack, we don't have the how to say. I think this is what has happened in the last 10 years.
Yes.
Don't have a very good communication style. That means when I was angry or when I was hurt,
Mm.
I I will not tell him in a soft way.
Mm.
I will not that. And
Mm.
I always act like I blame him. I complain him.
Mm.
Or what he has reading. I thought maybe I really didn't want to
Mm.
just like the NVC. I think you know that non-violent
Mhm.
communication. But I don't know why every time I acted violently, you
Mm.
know, blame him, I shout at him. I said that you should not do that like this.
Mhm.
And I don't, I really don't like this kind of Lucia. This,
Mm.
this, I really want that no matter what he is, the decision he's making.
Mm.
Like yesterday, I thought he said, I am, uh, I am sick for my heart. And he said that if we can sell the house, that I will release for more. Maybe this is a love decision. He said, even you find a job, but I still need to release the pressure for myself.
Mm.
I still need to, I still need to experience the journey, the decision I made. I realize this is a journey for me, Jack said.
Mm.
So James, I don't know. And he's telling me how to use NVC talk to discuss
Mm.
to connect with him. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought every time I feel that I'm a victim, I will thought he didn't love me.
Yeah.
He put too much notice at
Sure.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, I love your example there because, Jack, your partner, whatever, when someone is is doing something and they're not aware of what they're doing, unconscious. For me, I now become really compassionate towards people who are reacting out of their um what they've learned in their life and their normal habitual default reaction, and they're reacting. And then I see that I'm reacting too. I'm taking it personally. I'm a victim or I'm blaming. And so then I see that I have become unconscious too, and I'm just reacting from my place of not being aware. And I have lots of compassion for the other person, and then I have lots of compassion for myself. But what you're talking about there is you're talking about what can you do, and what you're doing is you're bringing in awareness into the situation, and you're seeing Jack, for in his journey, and a lot of that might be still reacting from an unaware place. But what you can take responsibility for, like in your card, is a decision you can make now as to how to respond to Jack from a place of awareness rather than, and you know you're not doing that, as you say, you're really aware already. You know you're not reacting in that, from an aware place when you're thinking you're a victim or you're blaming him or you're getting into a fight. I mean, all those things aren't going to lead to an outcome that will make any sense, because any decisions like to sell the house from that kind of interaction aren't going to work, because they're still part of the problem, because it's still like, okay, so I get some more money from selling the house, I've got less pressure. But maybe the pressure Jack is feeling is exactly what he needs to feel right now to wake up more, to become more aware. Because most people
Oh,
get onto the journey of becoming aware whenever things get so painful and so tough for them.
this is what his life lead. Or that means what I have faced now is also I need
Yeah,
for this situation.
you're doing, but yeah, yeah, things get so difficult that it makes we have to use difficult challenges to wake up even more. Yeah, yeah, become more aware. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, maybe, maybe something is changing. Okay, James, I feel my card. Okay,
Okay,
I think today's card is one relationship.
relationship card.
Relationship. The first relationship during the last 3 times.
Mm,
19, James. 19.
number 19.
Yeah, I feel uneasy when I get more than I give. But if I'm honest, my giving is conditional on getting the best deal. Oh, this is very complicated. I
Yeah.
feel yeah, I feel uneasy when I get more. I feel uneasy when I get more than I give. But if I'm honest, my giving is conditional on getting the best deal. Uh, I feel uneasy when I get more than I give. Yeah, this is what this is me, James. This is me. If I get more things from others than I give, I will feel uneasy.
Hmm.
This is I think I am this type of person. But if I'm honest, my giving is conditional. Yes, this is also right. But if I am honest, my giving is conditional. Like, like if I want to support Jack for what he has done, no, for what is his decision. Like now, I thought, I hope he can change part of him. You know, I will not unconditional support him
Mm.
because I my maybe this is really my unconscious level that yes, okay, I will support you, but you need to follow my rules, something like that.
Mm.
But these two sentences different, James. Why
Yes,
put them
and that's a very good question. In fact, I was asked the other day, can you give a updated version of the Miracle Choice game, because it's been out for nearly 10 years, and therefore we need another version that is slightly simpler. And this is definitely one of the cards what I would simplify, because as you say, those two ideas at the start are two concepts that maybe don't completely go together, and it brings up some confusion. So it would be better if it was just one of the sentences,
Yeah,
rather, or slightly different, so that they're not so easy for it brings in confusion. So I would just take whatever, rather than trying to all or understand that particular card, know that maybe soon, or well, I don't know when soon, but there's going to be another version that makes it easier.
okay.
But it sounds like you got
Just
something out of it. What did you get out of the first bit again?
I feel uneasy. I am the type of person if I get more from people outside, in my heart, I will
Mm.
feel uneasy
Oh yeah,
that I will try to do more for them.
yeah, yeah.
I will feel guilty. Yeah, I will feel guilty, some kind of love like that.
mm,
And which reminded me because Jack has really sacrificed himself for me almost really, really long years. I think
mm.
we have more than 14 years
Yeah.
because we met very, very early in the college. And and for the last 3 years, even I didn't really, or maybe, James, that is a complicated feeling. Part
Mm.
of me is feeling guilty. Part of me is angry. I feel hurt, but I feel angry. It is complicated in my heart.
Mm,
So for Jack now, so I practice more. It's not unconditional love.
mm,
Really, I I really want to give unconditional love for him. I really want to give him compassion, but every time when I feel that I am don't have so much courage, or I
mm,
feel that I don't have so much power for the
mm,
unforced for the future, then I will blame him, not to
mm,
support.
mm.
So I want to get the best deal. The deal. I want to get him supporting me,
Yes.
something like that. But
Mm.
he refused.
Mm. So it's so good then we have a second part of the card called the miracle key.
Yeah, well, I just think that I should go to the miracle tea. Yeah, I'm no longer conflicted when I connect with the best in myself and discover the joy of giving. Um, I think it is very. I don't know. Maybe the thing is very um the best in myself. James, what is the best in myself?
Yeah, and the best in yourself is something like is courage. Or well, I don't know what was coming up for me when you were talking about the card. I'll just say it now because it's just come to my mind. Is that you know the way you want courage, and
Yeah,
you also want Jack to have some courage too in his journey.
yeah,
So why don't you
yeah.
give? Why don't you give? Do something like you want to give Jack as much support to have courage in his life, in his journey. So
But
you,
I thought I didn't have courage. That is why I have this plain
yeah,
tension with.
but I think the best in ourselves is we see it's almost like the best in ourselves. I don't know. And there used to be this kind of saying like, give what you want to receive. So if you want to
Yeah,
receive courage, then you give courage
yeah.
to other people.
How I can give courage to Jack?
Well, it's kind of like encouraging him to take steps that are difficult for him. So he must have in his mind, even though it's not being not so clear, he might have some steps that he's not taking because he's lacking courage himself.
Yeah,
He didn't. So what you need to do is you need to really support him to take those steps that he can finally get the courage to take that next step to look at something in a different way.
is that mean I need to support him to selling the house?
No, no, no.
That's
I think I'm not sure if selling the house is uh is a courageous thing to do. I think maybe he's saying, I want to sell a house to get out of stress or I get
yeah,
more. But maybe the courageous thing to do is another step that he doesn't, that he knows deeper down within himself. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he knows that
uh,
selling the house is the easy way out.
yeah.
But the thing that needs the courage is the hard thing. I'm not sure if I'm right, but maybe there's another path or another step that takes much more courage than selling the house.
Um, yeah, if for me, the taking more courage, that means because if selling, if really I sell the house, I can go to a lot of money
Yes,
in
yes.
cash.
Yeah, yeah.
And but after the money I got, I feel the pressure. The pressure recently is flying out. It seems flying out. That I don't know. I don't know what will happen, James. And I give him courage, but I didn't have courage now. Or maybe it is not I didn't have courage. Maybe it is in my body. Maybe it is in the with the best in myself.
Well,
The
it's
best
yeah.
in myself.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm. But
Is it mean best
mm,
situation or the best status?
well, the best thing in your or yeah, maybe I've just got thoughts that are going different from you. I'm no longer conflicted when I connect with the best in myself and discover. I mean, I think the best in ourselves is not seeing other people as separate from us. So in some ways, Jack's success is your
Yeah.
success as well. And the best in ourselves, because we sometimes the what isn't good about ourselves, something we just think about me, my courage, my job,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my
Yes.
career, my future. But that's just a very limited self. And the best part of ourselves wants success, sees success as a bigger thing. So the success involves Jack. And so to focus on you cannot give Jack courage because that's something he's going to feel for himself. But you can, I think, take steps and respond to him in certain ways that allows him to take courageous steps. Because the opposite would be like if you're criticizing him and you're complaining about him or you're feeling hurt about what he's doing, then that isn't creating the environment for him to take courageous steps. That's creating the environment for him that's adding to his stress and pressure,
Yeah.
and that's creating him to make a choice that is this is too much. I'm going to take a choice that's easy, which I know there's still courage involved in selling the house because you're selling where you're living, and that's a big step. But
Mm.
maybe you need to support him and give him a little bit of space to see that does he have enough courage to make what's the other possibility that would be the you could even ask him, in a good moment, what would be the most courageous step other than selling the house that you could take in your life right now? What do you feel deep down that you don't have the courage for, but would like to? And then you could just support him along those ways, perhaps.
Yeah, I seems no, James. I thought the more courageous way for him now is that Jack has done a lot of things. He has reading some famous books, legendary, to
Mm,
confirm to tell himself that this is a right decision. And he tried to tell himself, even he didn't get a result, this is meaningful for him.
you mean leaving his job a year and a half ago? Yeah,
Yeah,
that journey.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. He has. I think he has done a lot of things to support him to moving forward.
Yeah.
This is this is what why I said that a hero type that I saw
Yes. Okay.
he told me yesterday. And but when you said, James, when you said, Jackie also told me the same thing yesterday. He said, Lucia, why you is always carrying you?
Yes.
I,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and I never. I think I have some awareness that we are we are oneness or we are couples.
Yes.
We are facing the same thing, but in the reaction or in some some default reaction is that what I do, what I
Yes.
tell you to do, I want to control you to do,
Yes.
but I never respect him
Hmm.
in the old days. So the best in myself is that I'm not separated with him, that I'm connected to what has happened
Mm,
really in his journey.
mm,
When I think when he can feel, no matter I find a job, no matter I take care of the kids, no matter, or sometimes I didn't have the sickness every month, that what I have created a situation for him is the joy of giving. Because
mm,
every time I shouted at him, I want to get something from him. I want to
mm,
get love. I feel lack. But if I can create a situation, I'm giving love, I'm giving support, I'm giving trust, I'm giving that. I'm really. I sometimes I thought I really try. I really feel or acted like
mm,
that. This is your choice,
mm,
and no matter what is the result, I
mm,
think. I think. I think I have judgment on his thing,
mm,
James, the 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 past years. But now I feel if I can really give up the judgment,
mm,
if I can be neutral at what he has experienced,
mm,
is that is I didn't separate from him.
mm,
Is that is the first step
mm,
I learned to give to Jack, because
mm,
all the last 10 or more years, I
mm,
am just hungering for, I'm searching for his love. But
mm,
today, I need to give him love
mm,
now. Yeah.
mm. It's
I
beautiful.
think I like this card, James. I
Mm.
like this card. Your turn, your turn,
Okay.
your turn.
Where's my number one? I'm moving to the symbol space. Going to roll the symbol dice, rolling the second dice because I'm in the inner circle, and
Okay.
I've got a relationship card.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
want one of those.
No, the miracle choice scheme.
I want to be finished in my journey.
That means that is you want, not uh,
Okay.
maybe not your true self want.
Yeah. So one of these complex cards, I think I have to certainly revise, and this is good for me to think about.
Yeah,
Number three, relationship number three, card number three.
yeah,
So I'm saying I feel rejected or something else. I'll fill in the other feeling. I hope you feel guilty about what you've done to me, or else my feeling rejected has no purpose. So this is the idea behind this card is that whenever I feel rejected, I'm basically saying, or upset, I'm feeling upset. I'm saying, well, you should feel guilty for upsetting me,
yeah,
and therefore you should change. You should change. So
yeah,
I'm kind of using it as a way to. So what who is this person, or what's this? Who's feeling? I just have to tune into the card. Um, yeah, because the miracle key, may I just go to the miracle key and then I'll come back. The miracle key says, when I make you responsible for how I feel, I lose the sense of power and freedom that comes from knowing that I choose how I feel. Um, yeah. And just what's come up now is just kind of even small things like if 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 my wife Katja says something to me and I take it really personally.
yeah,
I kind of feel hurt, and um, and it's I'm kind of thinking, well, can't you see? that I'm feeling hurt. Why would she kind of, sometimes she just like teases me. She's doing it out of fun. It's just kind of play for her. But why are you doing that way? Can't you just be nicer to me? Can't you say rather than saying something that's kind of like making fun of me? And she's doing that in a way that's not serious, but I take it seriously and I go, oh, I'm feeling, hurt, or I take it personally, or I don't say anything, just keep quiet.
Yeah.
But I'm making her responsible for how I feel. I mean, now I know that, I'm responsible for how I feel. It's kind of like I've chosen in this lifetime to be very sensitive to some things, some feedback, especially when it comes like in the form of making fun of me or saying something that isn't so, but even in a fun way.
Yeah.
I think that makes me feel small. I think that makes me not good enough, or makes me realize, and I realize this is coming from a really unsecure place. So I've maybe started off my life with my parents and everything else, especially my mother, feeling insecure and looking outside for love, or insecure about who I am as a person. And so
Yeah.
whenever who I am, my identity, and my who I see myself as a person then is made fun of, even just in a light way, I take it so seriously. And I see this reaction. I can't really stop it. But of course,
Yeah.
what I can do afterwards, once I have my initial hurt feeling or withdrawal
Yeah.
feeling, then of course I can choose what to do with it at that point. Choosing my reaction, maybe I can choose that in the bigger picture, but in my day-to-day life, I only can see how I choose to respond after I feel hurt. And now I could see, maybe I'm practicing a little bit of, I'm trying to see, well, okay, can I even make fun of myself? So
Oh,
this is kind of a big practice. Like, can I even see myself as, okay, James, really, make fun of how I take myself so seriously? Can I make fun of that? It's kind of an interesting exercise for me to go, can I see myself as being a failure, or not good enough, and not take that so seriously? Can I make fun of myself? And I find that so hard. And I
yeah.
know then it comes from an insecure place, because if I was truly, I think that if I was truly seeing that who I am as a person can be easily made fun of, because that's not my true identity. If my true identity is beyond just this personal self, is more than it,
Yeah.
then of course, if I'm connected with my deeper awareness of who I am, of course I can make fun of this person called James Kelly. I mean, sometimes it's hilarious what he does, or the way he reacts, or the way he takes things personally. And so, it's kind of like a whole different way. If I'm looking at myself, my limited self, my false self, you want to call it, or my personal self, in a way that is not taking it, is seeing that there's something bigger than that. But that's hard. I think that's definitely the one of the learnings I'm having right now.
Yeah. James, I have the same feeling for this card,
Yeah.
for what you said. It is really hard. Just like that, I know that, but it is still really, really hard. Yeah, I really feel, you know, the default feeling is so strong
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes.
It is so strong that maybe, I don't know, just like you said, maybe I still don't have enough practice.
Mm, yeah.
But James, I want to ask, is that mean we still didn't really connect to our true self that like we can feel love?
Yeah, no, I think we're going deeper and deeper each time. For me, I think, yeah, when I react, I'm not connected to my true self. You know, I react with hurt and feeling let down and painful and insecure.
Yeah.
But it seems to be that quicker and quicker, I'm bringing in awareness from my true self and going and realizing what's happening. Because in the past, if I took this back a few years ago, I would
Yeah.
go and feel really hurt. And so 10 minutes later, I'd still be really hurt. And then by the end of the day, I'd be thinking of, it would still be in my mind, and I'd be thinking of how am I going to get some revenge? You know, maybe it wasn't strong as that, but you know, how am I going to get back at my wife for being so hurtful and being unkind? Doesn't she realize I'm doing my best? You know, and blah, blah, blah. But now, a couple of minutes later, I realize what's happening. I'm going, oh my goodness, I'm reacting again from that default position you talk about. But awareness comes in much quicker. And I'm going, oh, of course, I'm coming from a really insecure personal self. I'm identified again with my little self. And but now what's happening is, you know, my bigger self or this awareness is coming in, is going like, okay, you see what you're doing. I mean, you don't want to do that for so long, do you? And so maybe after a few minutes, I've already dropped it. I've forgiven myself for taking it personally. I'm also then trying to see, okay, my wife saw that I was taking it so seriously, or she was doing something that was just fun and lighthearted. And, you know, so I don't have to forgive her. I don't have to forgive myself, just like my first miracle card goes. And because I see there's nothing to forgive, because I can only see that though from a place of bigger awareness.
I like this card. James, until now, related to your play intention, do you feel that
Oh, yes, yes. Yeah. But I think, I mean, how I do things, sometimes I do things from this really intense identity of myself as a creator. You know, this intense identity. And I'm laughing now because I see this is helpful. Thank you for bringing me back to my intention. And it's kind of like I'm creating something to help other people. I'm going to be this uh, wonderful person. But that's such an intense identity of a personal self. And I think because then if I'm unsuccessful, say I create something and people don't like it, you know, say I create something that's not helpful, then I'm feeling really bad. And I'm maybe
yeah,
nervous in the creation process because I'm trying
yeah,
hard to be good at creating something. So I think I need to, in the bigger picture, how I do it then is I do it then with this bigger sense of self, with a bigger awareness of a self that's doing the creating is not an individual James Kelly personal self. It's come somehow the creation process is bringing in a bigger identity. It's
oh,
almost,
yeah.
yeah. So I like that. So then I can't even lose because in that moment, that sounds much more fun. I'm kind of getting that now, much more fun because I'm bringing in, I'm not creating it from a small, limited self.
Yeah.
Because I always was a bit uncomfortable about going, making, I see in some videos, I look back at it going, I am the creator of the Miracle Choice game. And that is so
Yeah.
difficult because if I identify with that being the creator, how about, okay, the universe created this, or my bigger self, or definitely something beyond James Kelly was involved in the process of creating this. Then it feels better to say that.
I like this sentence, James. I, I really like sentence because I thought my life is always like I am the creator for my life.
Yes.
That I cannot make the life trouble. I cannot make anything mistake. I
Yes.
take my life too seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm afraid of that I will face something that I cannot control. I'm afraid of that Jack have make some decision I don't like.
Yes.
But if I change the mindset, if I'm not the creator, I am I'm the player.
Yeah.
I'm a player and playing the game, and um, the true self, the big myself that will help me to define the big picture, and I can have more fun, and I can relax,
Yes.
and I can try to be present. Maybe, maybe I can figure out more courage, and maybe
Mhm.
I can face the future without um, I need to make sure or confirm the details of the scenarios.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
that's
uh, uh,
yeah, that's really beautiful what you said
yes,
about there. Because where does the courage come from? You know, it can't be we now as a little self, you know, like Lucia, you as a little identity going, oh, I can get some courage going now, you know, because I'm in a good mood today, and I'm going to take that step that requires courage. But maybe the true courage we're all looking for is that courage that comes from connecting to our universal self, our big self, our true self. Then maybe the courage that comes from that is a totally different quality. And
yeah,
it's a courage of almost like going along with what needs to happen anyway. It's going a courage that is willing to stay with a flow that we don't really know the outcome, that's confusing or seemingly chaotic, but it's a courage to go and stay with a bigger picture that's bigger than ourselves.
yeah. I think maybe I will
Oh,
choose the last
no,
part.
hold a second though.
Oh,
I think we should, you know, complete, maybe start completing the game
okay.
because it's been a while. So maybe we complete, I don't know, we normally complete
So
with a,
how we choose the
it's usually a real world card that we complete with.
so one for you, one for me.
Yeah, I've lost my real world cards.
Then I have this one here.
Yes, okay. So you choose one for you.
Today is February the February the 2020th. I choose
Oh, yes.
six.
6.
Let me see. Oh, this is real world one. There's a way of living in the world that is not here, although it seems to be. You do not change appearance, though you smell more frequently. Your forehead is cereal. I don't know the meaning. Your eyes are quiet.
Hmm.
There is a way of living the world that is not here. That is not here. Why that is not here,
Yeah.
James?
It's not here, but seems to be because what's here, just like we're talking about there, what seems to be here and only here is our personal self. You know, James Kelly is here, Lucia is there, and it's so important. And it's living uh it's here in that sense, but it's not doesn't seem to be. Say it again. What's the start of it? Leaving in the world.
There
It's
there is a way of living in the world that is not here,
mm,
although it seems to be.
seems to be. So it seems to be here in our bodies, you know, our personal self, our lives, we're our partners and our relationships. It seems to be here, and that's you know this is like from A Course in Miracles. But there's a part of us that's not here. It's in a bigger or is here, but in a bigger way. So we want to live from that sense of it's almost like we're living from a bigger self that's not just James, is not just here as a body, not just in a relationship with one person and bringing up this family. We're living from another place.
You do not change appearance, though you smell more frequently.
Smile more frequently, yeah.
To smell more frequently. Your forehead is
Serene,
serene.
serene, yeah. So for your forehead's relaxed, it's not full of wrinkles and caring, you know, so you're not being really looking like,
So serious. Yeah.
sorry, yeah, it's not looking
You
so
mean that,
serious.
yeah. You mean that I feel more relaxed
Yeah,
and I feel more connected to the universe or to others, that um I I smell more. Am I right?
yeah, you
That is
smile more and you're more serene, you're more happy, relaxed. You're more relaxed, yeah.
here's what means real world.
The real world is like, because we narrow this down into this world that we have made is a small, you could say a false world or a limited world. I think limited is good. So we got this limited world of me
Yeah.
and my success and my future and my creations. But the real world is bigger than that. It includes everyone and includes other dimensions, you could say, or other bigger picture that's just that's the real world. And we focus so much on our limited world, our limited self. So the real world is
Yeah.
big, and we are part of the real world. Our true self is in the real
I
world.
think I think my play intention has got the answers. My
No,
courage, yeah, my courage is not just limited in my me in it is not limited within me.
yes.
My my courage is when I have tried to give love, created the situation for Jack,
Hmm,
give him support for the big family. That even during the even in the future, I will maybe in some situation I will feel rejected. I will feel uneasy. I will feel I still go to the default mode that I
hmm,
wanted the deal. However,
hmm,
however, I can have awareness on that that my happiness is not related only on the external. My happiness is related to that in the real world, I can have more, um, how to say, I can have the bigger Lucia, the
hmm,
my true self there to support me to get more, just like you said, to get deeper awareness,
hmm,
to get more practice.
hmm,
That I'm not just focusing on the limited
hmm,
myself.
hmm, hmm,
I changed
hmm.
my identity. I
Yes, yes. Isn't that so
yeah,
good that we don't want the courage that comes from my small identity, because that courage is so up and down, or one day I have courage and the next day I don't, or I start off the day feeling courageous and then 2 minutes later I'm feeling really down. But the courage that comes from our bigger identity is there all is somehow different. It's different. Yeah.
yeah,
And that's what we really want. We want that type of courage.
yeah. And and your card, James,
Yeah,
real
well,
world.
actually, I stay with the same card because that card gives me the answer too. It is when you were talking there about the answer to your playing intention, I realized, well, actually, I realized with the last card, the answer to my playing intention, but it's gone even deeper now, is the difference of how I do things. I can do things from this limited identity of James Kelly creating another game or
Yeah,
creating another product. Or I can come from an identity of really tuning into what benefits everyone, what benefits humanity at the moment. Now that I sound a little bit kind of airy fairy, but it's still, I'm tuning into an identity that knows what to create. And it's not coming from me, and it is a small self. And so that's the difference. The how, what I can see is when I create from a bigger self, I have, just like yourself, I have courage, I have inspiration, I have ideas that I never would have. I have, yeah, the courage to create something that maybe seems a little bit kind of radical or different, but it's coming. So I'm doing it. The how I do it is I access then. Also, I can feel it now. I have access to more energy. Um, I can take more risks. I was talking about taking more risk and more energy. I take more risks. So it's a different. How I'm doing it is not my worried, limited self. It's a different
Yeah,
self.
James. Yeah, James, I want to share with you something.
Mm,
Also for the course creation. You
yes.
know that I try to create some course for the new choice game.
Okay,
I think.
but maybe can we
Oh yeah,
just end the recording of
yeah,
the
yeah,
game
yeah,
and
yeah.
then we can talk about the details. So, but as far as the game goes, so this game, I think it's what I love and what I remembered again about this game, which I had forgotten, is that when I get the answers by listening to you as well as listening to the cards, and so I love this exchange that happens when two people are playing together because it's not
Yeah,
just the answers I'm looking for doesn't just come from the cards and my thoughts about the cards, but they come from you and your
yeah,
thoughts about your insights and your experience. So I love
yeah,
that the result is something that we create together.
yeah, me too. So I really feel the chemistry, and I really feel that um, it is the true self we connect to, James. Just as
Oh
the
yes.
last time,
Okay.
yeah, you said that the game, our true selves, we relate to together, and
Yes.
then the wisdom come out.
Yeah, exactly. And we started off the game with the meditation, which is an intention to connect to, you could call it our inner guide, our true self. So I love that
Yeah,
the game does um open the space for that to happen.
I still, I still thought the miracle choice game has his own miracle. Yeah,
Yes.
James. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, you
Okay,
agree?
I just stopped the recording here and then we can chat about it.